He wins this game. Like I said, Hugh Freeze is definitely gone. Let's get into our next game. Super excited for this next game. We got Miami versus SMU. Two really talented teams. Miami has looked unstoppable at times this year. One person may have thought they were the best team in the country. Lost the Louisville game. It was at home. Louisville was able to play sound defensively. They was able to jump up on them and get a lead, and I think that's why they was able to win. Let's talk about this Miami and SMU game. Really interesting game. Really outstanding ACC game, right? This game's at 12 p.m. on ESPN. I will miss the 12 p.m. games. I'll miss probably half of the 3 p.m. games. I am going to Maryland this weekend. I really want to see Indiana. Kirk Cincinnati is coming to town. Used to seeing them over at JMU, so I want to go to that game this weekend, so that's why I'm going. But they haven't played in a very long time. It's been 60 years since the last time they played. SMU does lead the all-time series 1-0, and SMU is coming off of a loss that I think a lot of people are really disappointed in. They lost to a Wake Forest team who I think is better than advertised. 13-12 was the final score. SMU had every reason to win that game. They just couldn't pull it together. But that's college football in a nutshell. It really is. So we look at both of these teams. Let's talk about the away team first. Mario Cristobal got his team at 6-1, trending in the right direction. I think the overall feeling and overall thought about Mario Cristobal is this. He can recruit really well. I think he was brought here to restore the roar in Coral Gables and make the U relevant again. He's done that. They started off the season, 9-0 this year. They started off this season 5-0. They were red hot. I think they made it as high as number 2 in the country in the AP Top 25 poll. So you look at this team. This team is a really good team. Shannon Dawson, their offensive coordinator, really quarterback-friendly quarterback, and they were able to get Cam Ward via the portal success, number 1 pick. Carson Beck has had a lot of success there, too. He just had that really, really bad game versus Louisville. But they're 11th nationally in time of possession at 32 minutes. I think that's the type of game Mario Cristobal wants to play. I think he wants to play with a physical edge, but be able to put up points. That's why you always go and get him a hot shot offensive coordinator. And then they're 8th in scoring defense at 14.1 points per game. Carson Beck, for the better part of this year, has been outstanding. I know that Louisville game, just some people are still not over the Louisville game. So let's talk about SMU and Rhett Lashlee and company. Went undefeated in the ACC and I think they had like a 20 game like conference streak. It was the ACC plus one. They was in the American as well. But you look at SMU, and this is a team who I kind of thought would have a sophomore slump just because I thought that the teams in the ACC were getting better and that they would pick up on everything that SMU was trying to do. But they do average 388 yards per game, 70th in the country, and they scored 31.4 points per game. But it has been some lack of balance. They can score. They can score points in bunches. They really can. Defensively, SMU disruptive, ranking 3rd nationally in the red zone. Not bad at all at 64.5%. But their 303 passing yards allowed per game, 135th in the country. How many teams are there in the country? There's 136. They're 135th. That's terrible. And then Miami ain't afraid to throw the ball deep at all. They just not. But I love what SMU can bring to the table. So let's go back to Miami and talk about their offensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson. Huge fan of his. Balanced spread, emphasizing vertical play action and red zone execution. They can run the ball really well. They can also pass the ball really well. And guess what? If we're gonna throw the ball 50 yards a couple times, we will. We're not afraid to do that. That's what you're going to get with a Shannon Dawson coach team. And they're going to execute now. Going to execute at a high level. It's built on a lot of rhythm and precision. Carson Beck been really sharp this season, 673 yards passing, 12 touchdowns. The interception bug is back. He got 7 interceptions on the season. Not good. Completing the rock at about 73%. Really good. Mark Fletcher's really underrated on this team. He's got 552 yards on the season, 9 touchdowns. And he's that physical, in between the tackles type runner. One cut and let's get it going. They're averaging 409 yards per game. That's 55th. But just keep in mind that some of these games got out of hand early. They're among ACC's best in converting on third downs and controlling the tempo. Malachi Tony is legit. True freshman, 562 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's their vertical threat. Every game they take a couple shots with Malachi Tony. It's just what they're going to do. And also Tony Johnson, Kobe Young, not bad at all. Corey Heatherman, defensive coordinator for Miami, multiple front leveraging pressure and coverage. Yeah, you got Ruben Bain on your team. He's a one-man army. But this defense plays sound defensively. They're 11th in total defense at 270 yards per game, 10th in rushing defense at 87.3 yards per game, and 8th in scoring defense at 14.1 points per game. And then Ruben Bain is a guy for that defense. I mean, you must be sleeping on the rug if you don't know who this guy is. But he's legit. 29.2% on third downs. That's outstanding. That's what they allow. That's 11th in the country. So we talked a lot about the Miami side. Let's get to this SMU side of things. This is Rhett Lashlee's offense. It's an up-tempo RPO scheme. That's what it is. It's in spread. It's considered spread, but they run a lot of RPOs. And I believe that's why they went Kevin Jennings over Preston Stone a year ago. And shout out to Preston Stone. He's having a pretty damn good season with Northwestern. I think the games he's lost, he's looked really bad, but the games that they won, he's been outstanding in. And this is a scheme that likes to go fast. I think they got probably the best RPO quarterback in the country in Kevin Jennings, and he got 2,119 yards on the season, 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, which was really high for him, completing the rock at 66%. He was able to get that up from a season ago. And this offense is ranked 34th in passing at 266 yards a game. Romello Brinson got 515 yards, 3 touchdowns. This game has a lot of nuance to it. Rhett Lashlee was a coordinator at Miami once upon a time. You also have Chris Johnson's son, who plays for SMU now, who played on Miami. So a lot of these games, you start looking at revenge-type games. And there's a coach by the name of Rex Ryan. He now works in TV. Coach with the Buffalo Bills. When there's revenge-type games, he'll make those players who got beef with that former team they was on, the captains, to kind of give it that added intensity to it. And I love when coaches do that. I will hope that Rhett Lashlee would do it this year, but a lot of time in college, once your team picks who your captains is, you just kind of stick with them most of the year. But it'll be dope if Chris Johnson's son was named an honorary captain in this game. The Mustangs' issue this year is just sustaining drives. They're 104th third down conversions, 128th in time of possession. You can't win a lot of games like that. It's crazy that they had the record that they have, and they only get the ball at 26 minutes per game, almost 27 minutes per game. It's just not good at all. Scott Simon's their defense coordinator. Blitz heavy, multiple front defenses, and they want to create turnovers. That's what they want to do. And we saw them being able to do that versus Clemson a little bit. But yeah, it's a bend don't break defense, and that's what you see a lot across the country. Hey, you guys can get some yards. We just don't want you scoring touchdowns. Kick a field goal. We got a really good offense. They allow almost 400 yards per game. That's 99th nationally. But they do force some mistakes. Plus 7 turnover margin. That's 13th nationally. And elite red zone defense at 64.5%. So let's look at yards per play. Miami at 6.0. SMU at 5.8. Turnover margin. Both of these teams are really good at at forcing turnovers, but also these quarterbacks are known to turn over the ball. So I would expect some turnovers this game. I smell upset alert. I don't know why I smell upset alert. I don't know why I have that feeling. I don't know why I had that vibe. But something about this game just reeks upset alert. Like, we didn't really have many this past weekend. I think Memphis defeating USF was probably the only one. No other major ones. This would be an upset of epic proportions, in my opinion. And then I think there are starting to begin to be questions about Mario Cristobal. Like, yo, you can recruit well, but just at some point in the season, your team just always hit this wall, man. And you got to fight if you want to get through it. They started off sluggish versus Stanford. This fan base, and you kind of can see it in this video that I added here, their fan base, one, is lit. I saw them against Clemson in the national championship. That game was in Charlotte, mind you, right? Much closer drive for Clemson. It's of course a flight out of Dallas from Dallas to Charlotte. But I tell you, their fan base showed up. They were loud. They were talking trash. Like they were there. And this atmosphere is going to be crazy. I know my dog Mike, who's an SMU fan, our director here at CFB Nation, can't wait to watch this game. So yeah, I'm gonna go with my dog Mike. Give me SMU with the upset.